everyone, it's Krista and welcome to my channel. Welcome to the first day of 12 Days of Christmas, and I'm going to be using my Vintage Artistry Noel collection by 49 and Market. Super cool collection. They have rub-ons, they have die cut pieces, and they also have layering pieces to go on your photos, behind your photos. So I am using this piece right here that's in the collection. And first I'm going to gesso it, and I'm going to use clear gesso to prep it for any mixed media that I may be doing on the layout, which I'm going to, of course. And it's just a thin layer of it. I'm not going to do too much mixed media, just a little bit. So I prep it so that it kind of uses it as a sealant, and it'll keep any type of water or anything like that from seeping through the paper. So now what I'm doing is I'm using a 6x6 sheet that I also got, a little pack of those, and I'm fussy cutting this one piece out because I'm going to be using this big piece on my layout because I'm going to put lights on my layout, which you will see in a minute. So I'm also using that strip die cut piece that you saw there in red, and that big piece I fussy cut out, and also this frame right here. I am going to make this very dimensional. This is not a layout that you would put in a scrapbook. This is a layout that you would probably display in your craft room or in your home, or you can even frame it. But this is the type of layout that I'm going to do here. So what I'm doing is I'm putting some foam pieces down first. These are just strips of foam. I bought them at the dollar store. And once I get those down, then I'm going to use some cardboard to put on the back of them as well to kind of give it that dimension. So now what I'm doing first is I'm using a couple of the pieces that were in the die cuts that I showed you package, and they had some layering pieces in there, and I'm going to use that red piece that you just saw me back my photo with, and I'm also going to use this gray piece that I had. It's kind of like a dark gray color, and I just wanted something a little bit darker to frame around the red. And once I get that done, then I put cardboard on the back of my photo as well to kind of pop that up as well. Like I said, this is very dimensional. So what I did is I traced where my photo and my window are going to go on my layout, so that I know exactly where it's going to be, so I can start building things around it. So now what I decided to do is I decided to take one of these Christmas stamps that I have. This is a Christmas tree that has a couple sayings on it, and I'm going to emboss it. I use my Versamark ink and some gold embossing powder, as you see me doing there, and I'm just going to put it back in the bottle. I don't like to waste. And now I'm going to use my little embossing tool to emboss it. And it turns out really super pretty and shiny gold once it melts all down in there. So now I'm also going to use another one. See how pretty it looks. Now I'm going to use another one. This is the Merry and Bright stamp collection by 49 at Market as well. I am using that to, I'm using this tree from that as well. This is a smaller tree. It looks like a stitched tree, and I decided to use this one as well. So I'm just doing the same thing with the embossing powder, and then I will use my heating tool, heat it up, and it'll look super pretty and nice and shiny gold. Now you're going to see me come in, and I'm going to show you that I built up strips of cardboard and to build up my my layout. So now first I'm going to go in, and that's how the layout's going to look. And now first I'm going to go in with some cheesecloth, and I'm going to use some of this gold acrylic paint. It's metallic paint by Finnabair, which is by Prima, and I'm just swishing it around in the paint like that, and then I let it dry. And these are the lights that I'm going to use. I got these at the Dollar Tree, cheap Dollar Tree lights. Now I wanted to cover the battery pack, so I took a scrap piece of paper and I covered it like that, and this way I could take it in and out, and I just glued it shut. Just wrapped it around, glued it shut, and that's it. So now you see the cardboard I have on the back of that one piece I fussy cut out. I am going to attach the battery pack to that piece like that. And now I'm going to start gluing my lights behind my window frame that I also built up with some cardboard as well. This is why I save cardboard, guys, is to make layouts like this because that's what gives you your dimension. So it's a lot easier to use the cardboard and cut it up and make it into strips or however big you need it than just to use foam tape, because this is quite dimensional, especially with the battery pack because it's so thick. So now what I'm going to do is that's how it's going to go. And I'm just going to, I kept this all on here for you because in case you want to try it, I got brave and I tried it. I know some people probably will, and some will be like, nope, I'm not doing that. It's too much work. I mean, then, you know, but I wanted to keep it in for those of you who may want to try it out. And it's a super cute idea, and this is something I'm always going to have and treasure, and I'm going to keep it in my craft room, hanging up either in a frame or on a wall somewhere in my craft room, and it'll look super pretty with the lights on. So now what I'm doing is I'm still gluing, hot gluing. Yes, this did take me a while. This is the longest that of the whole process that took me was to glue these lights on, okay? So if you don't want to put lights on yours, you don't have to. But this is something that I wanted to add to the layout, just to give it a little something extra special. And the photo that I'm using is a photo of my kids. It was the night before Christmas, and they were all dressed in their jammies, and I took a picture of them in front of the lit up Christmas tree. So I also want to remind you all not to forget to check out the other ladies in the 12 Days of Christmas. What this is we will be bringing to you some type of Christmas crafts or Christmas scrapbook layouts. It could be a craft as well for the next 12 days. So from December 1st to the 12th, we will be bringing to you all kinds of inspiration and things you can do in your craft room and create your own crafts. And we just want to give you some inspiration to try your own things. And this was one of the fun things I thought that I would do that would be kind of different. I'm going to do some ornaments. I'm going to do really cool things. So this year, this is my second year joining Kathy Fiegel. She is in charge of this 12 Days of Christmas, and it is a super fun thing to do every year, and I enjoy it tremendously. So make sure you keep watching for the next 12 days. So now here is the cheesecloth, all nice and dry, ready to go. That strip I'm going to have there to kind of cover the lights, and also the cheesecloth will cover the lights. So now around my window frame, I wanted to I had this real cute ribbon that had gold, green, and red, which goes with this layout. And I decided to put it around because you could still see a little bit of the lights. So this trim was like perfect. And I believe I got this trim at the Dollar Tree or a Hobby Lobby. Can't really remember, sorry, but it was only $1 either way. Because they have a 50% off sale at Hobby Lobby right now. So now what I'm doing is I'm just gluing it down at the edge of my windows with my fiber tack glue. You'll see me go back and forth. I'll use fiber tack glue, my heat gun, my glue gun, and my regular tacky glue as well, which is Scotch glue. And now I'm just going to do the bottom piece. And I wanted to get all this stuff done first before I start putting in anything else or layering or finishing my composition. So now that's all done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to start gluing down my cheesecloth. And I am using my heat gun for this because it just is easier for it to stick with the glue gun. So now I'm gluing down the actual lights. And see how I was able to use them to go underneath where that red piece is right there that you see. I I have a light under there. I brought it down and around the one side and then the other. So there was plenty of lights to put on this page, and it was the perfect length. So all it was Dollar Tree lights that you get in the package. These are the tiny ones, not like the 25 package, just a little packet of lights. So now what I'm doing is I'm just trying to put the cheesecloth over the lights, because I'm also going to come in with some flowers and some really pretty laser cut die pieces that came in this collection. There were a lot of poinsettias and little leaves and all kinds of neat stuff in this collection. And I bought it on scrapbook.com, this collection. It is not expensive. And I can, so many ideas with this collection, I'll tell you. There's just so many things you can do with it. So now I'm just finishing up on the other side as well. And I'm really gluing it down well because I want to make sure it sticks and try not to burn my fingers because the heat gun does do that. So now I wanted to come in with some stars, so I decided to come in with some gold stars. And I'm using my Nouveau Gold paste. This is a glitter paste, glacier paste. I'm sorry, not glitter paste, glacier paste. And I'm just using the stars, and I'm just doing a little bit on the bottom here of my layout in between the two cheesecloths and underneath the window. And now I'm going to do some in this little corner over here next to the Christmas trees that I embossed in this corner here. And I'm not using a lot, just a little. And then I do some in the upper corner here as well by that piece that I fussy cut out. And that's it. So just a little bit of stars, just to give it a little something else. And now I'm going to glue down my picture that's on my cardboard. And I did use my heat gun to glue that down. And I also put cardboard in the back of that too, which I think I already told you guys. And now I'm going to come on with some of these laser cut pieces and die cuts. So now I'm going to use this little piece here that came in there, little film strip piece here, and I'm just going to stick it on the side to kind of really cover up that battery pack now, because now I could get my finger in there where the light switch is and turn it on and off, and you can't even tell that it's there. So I just glued that down right here in the corner like that, and that fit in there perfectly. And now I'm coming in with some of the laser cut flowers, and I'm also going to come in with some paper flowers that I bought at the store as well. And I'm going to glue this down, and I did pop it up on some craft foam as well to give it a little dimension. And I'm going to use that little Santa laser cut that you see there, and also this big bunch with leaves and berries on it, and some pine cones. And I'm using my heat gun to adhere it to the cloth, because the cheesecloth, because it wouldn't stick if I just used regular glue. So now I'm going to stick that Santa right there, and I pop him up a little bit. I had to use 2 foam square pieces to pop him up, because that's how much dimension there was on this, guys. And now I'm going to use my glue gun to glue that down as well, only because there's cheesecloth underneath and I want to make sure it sticks. So now I'm going to use another one of these paper flowers, and I'm going to stick that one there by Santa. And I'm also going to pop that up on some craft foam, and then I will glue that down. And then I believe I start working on the other side as well. You'll see me come in with more flowers. Oh yes, first I'm going to go in the upper corner here. Now these are flowers that I bought at Hobby Lobby. They have 50% off right now, all their Christmas stuff. So I bought these flowers and the little holly berries. And I just put that in the upper corner there. And you're gonna see I'm gonna use some little poinsettias and some bigger ones that I had. These are just in my stash. I decided to add them on to the layout because they're so pretty. I wanted some of these kind of flowers and some of the paper flowers. So now I'm just gonna stick in these leaves as well. And like I said, I'm just gluing them down with my heat gun because I wanted to make sure they'd stick to the cloth. And I'm going to put in some pine cones in here as well. And I think that's it on this side. So you'll see me come in and I'm just gluing everything down. That's all I'm doing here. I used a couple small poinsettias. This came in a big pack. Hobby Lobby has such a great sale right now on all their Christmas stuff. So if you're looking to buy some Christmas stuff to do Christmas layouts, I would definitely check there because they do have quite a bit. But it is going fast. I couldn't believe how fast from when they first started putting stuff out, like in the middle of November, to now at the end of November. Like, so quick, people are buying it and it's just flying off the shelves. And I'm not sure if they're going to restock. So, yeah, I would definitely check it out. So I did put a few of these little pine cones in here as well. I thought they were super cute and kind of made it, you know, everything's very three-dimensional. I love using textures on my layouts. And there is a lot of texture, a lot of dimension, and then of course the mixed media, which is absolutely fabulous. So you can see how this is kind of like a masterpiece. So now on the strip of the paper that I cut out, I used this bottom piece here that says believe. So they do have little sayings on the bottom pieces. So, which was super cool too, because that's going to be my title, Believe. And then I'm also going to use just this little die cut piece, this little red piece. I kind of wanted to stick something behind my flowers like that, because I'm going to come in with this other piece that has Christmas and then it has the definition of it. And I thought that would be perfect to put on the side there as well. And I just distressed the edges with my aged mahogany distress oxide with some of these pieces, just to distress the pieces a little bit. And there's that piece. And then I am going to come in and put in one more poinsettia because I wanted one there. And now I'm going to use another distress oxide to kind of go around the outside. And I'm using my little soft makeup brush, I guess you would call it. And I'm just rubbing it around the edges. Now this one is called Twigged. Something Twigged. I can't remember. But it's a distress oxide. Does have the word twig in it. And it's really a light tan brown color. And what I'm doing is kind of making a shadowy effect behind. I wanted it to go around the whole layout because when the lights go on, it kind of gives like a shadow, and I like that. So that's why I went around the whole thing. And now I'm going to come in, not with last but not least, my little, these are little stones. They're craft stones. And that's 3D gloss gel. And what I do is I dip my paintbrush into the 3D gloss gel and then into the stones that you see there. And you just roll your paintbrush around. And all I'm doing is adhering them. And that 3D gel is like a glue. It works as a glue. It's going to adhere those light little pebbles to your layout. And I'm just kind of rolling my brush in certain spots. And what this is doing is it's just giving you more texture and making the page look even prettier. So what I'm doing is I'm just rolling it around my layout in certain areas. And what I mainly do is go on the cheesecloth, on some of the leaves and flowers, and around them. That's basically what these are for. It just kind of goes in those hidden spots where you think you might need a little something, and those stones just fit in perfectly in those areas. And I love doing this. I think this makes the perfect finishing touch to layouts like this. I call these mixed media layouts, which they are because there is a lot of detail on them and you're doing a lot of mixed media, which you saw me do. So I'm just like going around on the other side now and just putting some on the cheesecloth, like I said, and on and around the flowers and underneath them, and just kind of going around the whole composition of the page basically and giving it a little something else. And I'm just gonna keep going. And I love how the gold trees came out on the side though. How they're just kind of peeking out a little bit. I thought that was pretty cool too. And now I'm going to come in with the last thing, which is some splatters. I'm using Picket Pens, but Picket, oh my god, Picket Fence. It's a Distress Oxide spray, and it's white. And I'm going to do white splatters around my whole thing, around the whole thing, the whole page, just to bring out more. And I love the white because it makes it look snowy and cute. And there's your lights, and there's the layout. I hope you guys like it. I had so much fun making this layout. I'm going to do something like this again, guys. But here are your close-ups. I hope you like it. Like I said, there are the little pebbles that you see right there. And there you see the gold stars and the gold embossing of the trees. And just all around the frame of the picture. And it just turned out super pretty, guys. I wanted to show you every single bit and piece, so I tried to take as many close-ups as I could so you guys can really get a good look of everything. And there it is again, the gold. I just kept going around and taking pictures, guys. But I hope you guys like it. And remember, don't forget to check out the other ladies. If you're not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you. Just hit that red subscribe button. And I will see you again soon. And remember, stay crafty. Bye.